Okay, well, hi. Um, I've been playing 40K since I was like 10 for like really 7 years, minus like a 3 year break in between. Well, actually, I should say 8 years and going on now. And basically, I started out in third edition. Um, and I have a bunch of third edition models. And at first, my first army, and actually my biggest army, fullest army, about like 2,500 points of, is IG. And even though people are like, "Oh, IG are awesome, IG are great," yeah, my army's like tank spam, infantry spam, like the old, as I call old guard. Even though I'm like a big supporter of old guard because I love how they look and how they play stuff. They're just not that competitive. I've won like 2 games with them out of like 30 games I've ever played with them, and I've drawn like 5 times. And the rest have been just like blown outs. So I mean, I know how to play them. I can play them well. I could probably do better with them, but I haven't done good. And I also started a Space Marine army just basically to fix the problem a couple of years ago. And yeah, and actually I had a little success with them, a lot more success with them actually. I'm like 500 with them overall, and I benefited from my brother stopped playing 40K and he played Black Templars, and he had a ton of unpainted models, and he's just like, okay, you can have everything. So basically I took his army, I combined it with my army, and basically have 2,000 points. Well, not even really. It's more like 1,850. I could stretch it to 2,000 sometimes points of Space Marines, which I've adapted a little bit to work with 5th edition. But I mean, it's really just such a scatterbrain list. I have like the most random units ever, and a couple even Black Templar like Assault Marines I sometimes use. It just, I mean, I in the paint jobs crap on them because I started them when I was like 15 or 16, and I was just bad at painting, so lazy at it. So really, I decided, since it's 5th edition, that I wanted to start a new army starting in 2010, and this is what I came up with. As you can tell, as you've been watching this for 2.5 minutes, that I'm going with Chaos Space Marines, and more specifically, World Eaters. And I started, this is actually my first squad, Corn Berserkers. I'm going to get a full frame on some snow terrain I just made. I'm actually liking the paint job I'm starting to do on these guys, if you can see. The lighting's really bad in this basement. But yeah, this is actually one of my favorite models I've done so far. And I mean, this is just a week's work. I have a couple models back there that I didn't finish painting yet. But I'm really starting to like this a lot. And basically what I want to go over is what my list idea is with these guys. I really wanted to go for a fluffy list to help with like theme points in tournaments, because this is really going to be my tournament list, my main list. So I'm going to slowly build it up over the months. Hold on 1 second. Just leave it upstairs. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, alright, so yeah, I wanted to basically make a list that was competitive in tournaments, but also was really fluffy and stuff, because I love fluff. I mean, that's why I play 40K. That's why I got back in the 40K, besides Jowl Balls and Fritz, some other people. But basically, I wanted to throw my list out there before I got too far into buying all the models, and just basically see what people's ideas were, and basically see if they could mess around with it, see what it's better. Alright, my idea is basically, since it's World Eaters, I'm going to have 3 units of 8 Corn Berserkers. This is my first unit of 8. With Skull Champion, I'm not sure if I'm going to throw Power Fists in there yet, or Plasma Pistols, but I'm at least going to throw in Melta Bombs on the Champion, so just so they can pop vehicles at least. They're all going to be in, all 3 of them are going to be in Rhinos. Oh, they're all 8-man squads, specifically, so I can get, I don't know if it's Free Skull Champion, I need to look at the codex. I don't know, I heard that. They're all going to be in Rhinos, mounted in Rhinos, with Combi Meltas. They also help with my tank punch power. World Eaters in general were considered like no heavy weapons, all assault troops, but some, I read somewhere, like, I don't know, on the 40K wiki, that like they were also into like siege weapons, so I'll get into that part of my list. My other units are going to be a squad of 8 Bloodletters, 2 squads of 8. I'm going to start with 5-man Raptor squads, but it's going to be 2 squads of 8, and I'm going to try to have 2 Melta Guns, Power Fist, and Plasma Pistol on the Aspiring Champion. It's going to be all led by Karn, of course. Karn's going to be in one of the Berserker squads. I want to add a Demon Prince with wings, basically, as you can see the idea forming with this list. A Vindicator and 2 Defilers, basically to go with that siege weapon kind of. And well, Defilers are just awesome and can well, they kind of mix the ferocity of the Khorne Berserkers and basically devastating siege weapons. So I thought they worked really well. And well, yeah, I guess that's about it. Basically, my idea of my army is to move the Khorne Berserkers and the Rhinos as fast as I can forward into combat, get into combat, mess people up, especially with Karn in there. Can really take on. Basically, Karn squad's going to go after their tough attack unit. I don't really care about the Berserkers in that squad. If I can contest objectives or take objectives, it'd be great. But really, that's just a throw in their face. The Raptors, basically, since I didn't have any laser cannon style weaponry or anything, the Raptors, since they have the melta guns, are going to deep strike right next to enemy tanks or enemy super units like Terminators or Obliterators and just pop them with the melta guns. I don't really care about them. It's almost a suicidal, but it also goes well with the fluff since they're all assault troops. And if they survive that, or just basically rip apart troops, Bloodletters summoned in and basically just do the same exact thing. Vindicator covers the Rhinos as they move up. Defilers slowly move up, but also firing their battle cannons. Basically jumping pie plates onto enemy troops. And really causing havoc. Demon Prince with the wings moves, basically flies in and rips them to shreds. If you notice, my idea of my list is, since I'm not using laser cannons because I want the fluffy list, is the melta guns, and I have a lot of melta guns in this army if I can. Well, that's my list idea. I'd like to know any comments on it, any ideas. See if you can see these models. I mean, I'm doing this on an iPod Nano, which for the camera on this is actually kind of ridiculous. Comment on these. Basically, I did scab red over with blood red over it, just so it kind of shows. You will not be able to see it, but it shows it like really blotched on, so it looks like really old armor. And I used dwarf bronze instead of shining gold, since it's supposed to be brass, but I think it looks so much better. It's kind of like really simple painting. But I think it looks good, so that's what I'm gonna run with. I just want to get your ideas on the list, see if you guys like it, see if it works well, see if you guys would change it and how you would run it even. I'd really like to see that. If anyone wants to send me any models, that'd be great. Please leave comments, see how this can work. Thanks. Just one more last look at my army so far. 8 models. This is actually one of my favorite models. Just gotta like the helmets on these guys. Pretty awesome. Alright, thanks.